Hi, my name's Cassie, and this is my first assignment for PSY1011. I've chosen the topic number 2, which is Does Taste Aversion Therapy for Alcoholism Produce Behavioural Change? So, experiment number 2 is titled Emetic and Electric Shock Aversion Therapy, Assessment of Conditioning from the Journalism of Counselling and Clinical Psychology by Dale S. Cannon and Timothy B. Baker in 1981. Alcohol aversion therapy is one of the oldest behavioral therapy techniques. It's always been involving emetic therapy. Early clinical reports of emetic aversion therapy were reported successful, however most studies are faulted by methodological and sampling problems. That brings the rationale for this experiment, which is I wanted to be a more up-to-date and accurate experiment with reliable and valid results. The aim of this study was to establish whether emetic or electric shock aversion therapy produces an aversion to alcohol, and also which of the two therapies is more effective. Researchers hypothesized that an emetic unconditioned stimulus would produce an aversion, however shock therapy would not produce an aversion to alcohol. Participants were 20 males, alcoholic patients of Salt Lake Veterans Administration Medical Center Alcohol Dependence Treatment Program. All participants were described to have chronic alcohol addiction. The mean age of participants was 42.3 years, and 85% indicated a drinking problem for over 5 years. Participants were randomly assigned to either an emetic aversion therapy conditioning group or a shock aversion conditioning group or the control group, which was not exposed to the independent variable. All assessment and treatment sessions were conducted in a simulated bar next to the treatment. Subjects participated in 2 taste test sessions before the aversion therapy to establish a baseline for comparison of the impact of the experiment and the treatment. Participants in the emetic aversion therapy group were given an ipecac syrup to ingest. The dosage increased over the 5 sessions from 9 to 12 to 15 to 18 milligrams. Immediately after the participant swallowed the syrup, he was given 30 milliliters of his preferred alcoholic drink to hold in his mouth before spitting it out. This was to make the association with the alcohol instead of the ipecac. 5 minutes after this, the participant's pulse was recorded and he was given 600 milliliters of water. He was then asked to drink approximately 2,400 milliliters of alcohol within 20 minutes, followed by 600 milliliters of water. Participants in shock aversion therapy group were involved in 10 shock sessions on consecutive weekdays. 5 room temperature alcoholic drinks were consumed during each session, and electric shock was given as soon as the subject tasted the alcohol and continued until the drink was expelled from the participant's mouth. The control group received some psychophysiological and taste test sessions with no aversion therapy. Key results of the study are the average volume of alcohol per sip established in the experiment. Data indicates the presence of alcohol aversion for the emetic subjects. However, shock aversion therapy had no impact on alcohol consumption by participants. Also, observation of reaction towards alcohol of each group, such as gagging and choking, also suggests that emetic therapy is more effective aversion therapy, as this elicited a more obvious change in reactions than shock therapy due to alcohol. The researcher concluded that the results of the experiment support the hypothesis that an emetic unconditioned stimulus produces aversion to alcohol while shock therapy does not. A limitation of this experiment is that the long-term effectiveness of the aversion therapies was not assessed, which could have impacted the study. Also, the experiment may have breached ethical guidelines by causing harm to the participants, like through shocking, the electrical shocking. I chose this experiment because it most closely relates to the topic. Also, I found it interesting with the method and the results. So, thank you for listening.